morning.
Very good morning.
How are you?
I'm feeling terrific. I'm cool. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you.
So good to meet you as well.
Whereabouts are you? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in India.
Okay. So how do I pronounce your name?
You can call me Ravan.
Raven. Okay. And my name is Nikki.
Uh-huh. So
It's nice to meet you.
Yeah, so good to
So
see
how?
you as well.
So how long have you been learning English?
From my
Raven.
childhood.
Oh, from your childhood. Very good. And how long have you been learning online?
Just I have been learning online as well. Like I'm having some like groups friend, so we do practice together.
So you're a graphic designer?
No, I'm not a graphic designer. I'm still a student. I'm studying in college second year and majoring in English literature.
Very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Can I ask how old you are, Raven?
Sure, please. I'm 19 years old.
19.
Exactly.
Gosh. Wow, you're so young. Very jealous. You're majoring in English literature. And what do you plan to do when you finish university?
I will keep continue my further study as MA as well. Masters.
You're going to continue studying.
Yeah, surely.
So whereabouts in India are you?
I'm in northern part of India, like New Delhi.
Oh, you're in New Delhi. I've not been to India, not yet.
Okay.
Maybe later. New Delhi.
Yeah, I hope so. You will visit soon.
Well, I don't know about soon. The world seems to be in a bit of a mess at the moment. So, how do you have any hobbies at all?
Of course, in my free time, I like to. I'm a like outdoorsy person. I love to being out in nature and reading as well.
Trips and reading. That sounds nice.
Mm-hmm.
Reading on the boat. Reading whilst laying on the boat. Are you a fishing man? Do you like to go fishing?
No, not at all. I have never ever tried
No?
in my life.
You've never tried fishing?
Uh-huh.
Oh gosh, you should try. It's fun.
Cause I'm vegetarian.
Yes, that part's not so fun. Yes, actually, I haven't eaten I've only eaten one fish since I watched a documentary, sorry, on Netflix, and I since then I can't eat fish anymore.
Okay, so what is the reason and what is the name of that one series?
Seaspiracy.
May you please write it down for me?
Yeah. Seaspiracy. Oh, my internet is. There we go. Spiracy. I will send you. It's quite shocking, actually. Do you have Netflix?
Of course, I'm having Netflix, Disney.
Of course. You'd be surprised. A few people don't have Netflix. So this is the name of the documentary.
Okay.
It's quite shocking. If you don't have a strong stomach and you're like a baby, you might cry through the whole thing, like me.
Of course.
I can. It's quite distressing. It's quite distressing, actually. It's not very nice to watch.
Pardon me,
it's not. It's very hard to watch this documentary.
Pardon me,
It's
please.
quite shocking. It's very hard to watch.
Before that, you have used a word like it's quite like starting from D something.
No, I said it's quite shocking.
And before that, like it's quite something like starting from D letter.
B No, not with
D for dog.
D. Mm, not D. No, it's quite. If you don't have a strong stomach, it's not a good thing to watch.
Okay.
So
It's
it's
like feeling for like good stuff. Like good stomach means like nervousness, something related to.
it might make you want to throw up, to be sick.
Mm-hmm.
Like it might make you feel physically sick. So it's not nice. So you're a vegetarian, you said,
Exactly.
or vegan.
Not vegan, vegetarian.
Oh, vegetarian. I used to be vegetarian.
Mm-hmm.
I don't eat. To be honest, I don't eat a lot of meat, but it's. Yeah. What made you become a vegetarian?
My family tradition.
What's your family tradition?
Cause we just like to eat like dairy products or like healthy this type of product, and like whatever we get from like plants and dairy and anything, but it should not consume from like like violation, like killing any animal. The thing is that.
Okay, that's nice.
Hmm.
That's nice. I've not heard that as a tradition before.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So you're 19. You're definitely not married then. Not with children. Not yet.
Yeah.
No.
Exactly.
Not yet. Okay, so I'll tell you a little bit about myself. So my name is Nikki. It's very nice to meet you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm slightly older than you. I'm 45 years old, unfortunately. And I come from a town called Southampton in England. I'm not sure if you've heard of Southampton.
Maybe,
Right.
but I'm not quite sure.
Southampton is a lot of people know the football team.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a football fan?
I'm a WWE fan.
Ah, okay. WWF.
Exactly, but
Ah, okay. Not a football fan then. Okay. Do you play WWF?
not just watching and enjoying wrestlers.
Wrestling, yeah. Okay. So I actually live in Thailand at the moment.
Okay.
So I live on an island called Koh Chang. Have you ever been to Thailand?
I know about like my friend been there, and he's in like Phuket.
Ah, Phuket.
Exactly, he's in Phuket at that time. So I know something about like Thailand from that one person, like my friend.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So have you traveled a lot or?
Yeah, in my own country, I have traveled around 4 to 5 states.
Ah, okay. Have you been abroad yet?
Not yet.
Not yet. Oh, bless you. You're so young.
Mm-hmm. You're
Is there?
you're like laughing. Your smile is so distinctive. So
Oh,
exactly.
thank you. So I'm guessing like if you're 19,
Mm-hmm.
gosh, so this pandemic's been going on since you were 16. That's quite crazy to think of.
Mm-hmm.
So your opportunity to travel is not really very
Exactly.
big right now.
That's so
Gosh,
pathetic. That's so pathetic.
that's crazy.
Uh-huh.
Wow, didn't think of it like that before.
You know, I'm
Well,
having like my own question, and I would like to ask you one by one. So I want to know about about the laws of for like labor in like England, like what type of some regulations for like better work-life balance in is like certain. Is there something I would like to know from you?
Sorry, can you say that again? Regulations for
Like law, or you can say labor, like labor law.
labour law for working.
Exactly.
Oh gosh, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You mean if if you wish to go to England to work.
Exactly. That's why I'm asking.
From India, I don't honestly know because everything changes so frequently. So at the moment, with the pandemic situation, I wouldn't like to say. But if you're a professional and you can find a good job, then yes, it's much easier to get a visa to get to work in England. But it depends. It's not like Australia when you need to have points and degrees and all of this drama to get to live in Australia. It's not like that at the moment.
Okay.
But if you have a job such as if you're a nurse, then it's easier for you to work in England.
Okay. So just
visa-wise.
let's assume if you become a minister of law, like you can say like labor law, yeah, and you have
labor law,
yeah, and you have to add some type of your own rule for a better work-life balance. So what type of rules would you like to add?
If I put my own rules in labor laws?
Exactly.
That's a very interesting question. I could talk about that for a long time. What would I like to put in labor laws? Gosh, higher pay rates, less working hours, definitely. When I'm not in Thailand, I'm not sure I'll ever go back to this now. Actually, I usually spend 6 months in Thailand, and I have a little guest house here, or at least an empty guest house these days. And I usually go back to England where I'm nursing in a hospital.
Okay.
So since the pandemic, I've decided to stay in Thailand because my home is here.
Okay.
And the travel restrictions, but nurses in particular have terrible pay.
So you are
absolutely
living along with your family here in Thailand?
No, my family live in England.
Okay.
So my immediate family, my parents and my sisters. My sisters are both married with children. Myself, no, not married, no children. I have 5 dogs.
Okay.
5 dogs and 2 cats and lots of fish. So I'm very busy teaching, and I have a very big garden to take care of, so that takes up a lot of my time. And I've been helping feeding street dogs since the pandemic. So I've just recently adopted a new dog who is completely wild.
Big thumbs up.
So that.
A big thumbs up.
So, big thumbs up. Oh, thank you. So yeah, it's hard work.
Clapping for your effort.
Thank you so much. But
you deserve it. You deserve it more than that.
Oh, thanks. But the labour laws in England. If I was to go back to England now, I just couldn't. I couldn't do it. They in my profession, nursing, you work very long hours to make very small amount of money.
Okay.
The environment is very stressful. No staff, not enough staff, not enough skilled staff, properly qualified staff. That's a problem. And England is a rat race. Do you know this phrase, rat race?
May you please write it down for me?
The life in England is very much goes around your career, your work.
Okay.
So we call this a rat race. So you wake up and you go to work, you go home, you work, you go home. It's eat, sleep, repeat kind of.
Oh, it's.
I'm sure you've seen that slogan somewhere.
Yeah. So it's like there is one wrestler, and his ideology, or you can say his way of living is same, like eat, sleep, conquer, repeat.
Yes, eat, sleep, repeat. It's very much like that in England.
Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar, the name of that one wrestler.
I don't follow wrestling, but if I see him,
Exactly.
yeah. So eat, sleep, repeat. So this we call it a rat race because you literally are just doing the same thing repeatedly, and there's not a lot of respect that you have your own life.
Okay.
At least in my job, you're married to the off duty. Once you become a nurse, you just work and work. There's no. It's very hard to get time off.
Okay.
Labour laws in England. Gosh, there's so many different categories. Different people. I mean, now they have improved. For example, the unemployment benefit. Before they used to give everyone money. If you didn't have a job, everybody could just claim money. So
Like
more
how
people
much
didn't
money?
work.
Like how much money around? How much money around they give to like unemployment workers?
Now it's not a lot. Before it used to be, it wasn't a lot, but it was regular. So if you didn't have a job, you could just go and sign on, as everyone says, and you would get money. But now you have to prove that you're looking for work, you're actively looking for work. You have to take so many interviews, accept interviews for different jobs and things like this. But still, there's a lot of people that know how to play the system, and taxpayers like myself suffer a lot. But as with everything, there's different pots of money for different areas. So even if they saved money in this area, they don't use it in another area to make a difference. So, for example, in the NHS, they don't use that money for something good. It's government, isn't it? So it's in the back pocket or whatever. But
what is the meaning of back pocket?
Oh, it's like corruption.
Okay. Would you like to like put it in sentence as well, like back pocket?
I can, yes. Excuse me, 1 second.
Sure, please.
Oh dear.
Take your time, please.
1 second. Going to switch my camera off just for a second. You don't want to see me blow my nose. Oh dear. Okay, right, let's continue. So yes, the system, so the system is very corrupt.
Okay.
System. The system is very corrupt. So yeah, it's in the back pocket. It means it's hidden, basically. Instead of it being put to use, they keep it for themselves.
Okay. So how can we use that one in sentences, like in a correct sentence?
What, in your back pocket?
Exactly.
It's not really. It's not really something we use in a proper sentence. It literally is just an expression. So you can just say, it's the money's gone into their back pocket.
Exactly.
So, where's that? So sometimes in the hospital we do some kind of fundraising, or sometimes people donate money to the ward. If they've had a relative that's been with us for a long time, they'll make a donation of some sort and ask, you use it to buy equipment or something they see that we need. And very rarely you actually see the money put to use. And when we ask, where is that donation? Did you buy this or this for the ward? It's gone. So then we would say, you could say, where is the money? And we don't know. So, it's in somebody's back pocket.
Exactly.
So you can say,
I would like to do one more thing. like I asked this question to you. Now it's my turn to answer. Like if you like to listen, I will surely give answer to
Okay,
you. Yeah.
sure.
Like if I'm become the like law minister of like labor, so I will do like some things as a like safety of workers. Like if there are workers, like just suppose they are working in any like industries, like something like company, yeah. So that should be thing, like mandatory. Like there should be like ambulance, like first aid, everything. Like if there is a work of like welding, like doing welding, yeah.
Mhm.
So there should be completely like ambulance, like there should be one or two like doctors, they know about like first aid and some things, and these type of things I surely like this thing I surely. And the second thing I like you know like time for like taking rest, like if you are work around like 8 hours or 12 hours, so between that time there should be like gap around in like 2 to 3 hours, like 2 hours like 15 minute, like something like minimum 15
Mm.
minute. Or so in that time they can like take their eye rest, like they can close their eye, or they can feel a little bit calm. And so this thing I also like, cause sometime when we work continuously, that gives a feeling of like tediousness, like so like work is tedious. So if we get a break,
Yeah.
so we will be like like short break, so it will be little bit, it will energized our, like it will boost up our you can say energy.
Yes. Yes. So we do have usually in a workplace. So it's quite tedious. You said
Mm-hmm.
in a workplace you do have a break in your working hours,
Mm-hmm.
but usually it's not long enough.
Mm-hmm.
And but also we have a designated first aider usually.
Mm-hmm.
So in most, I'll write this to you. In most workplaces, there is a designated. My internet security has run out. In most places, so
Mm-hmm.
if there is an accident,
Okay.
then that person will be on call. So every shift there should be a designated first aider.
Mm-hmm.
So and you should have a first aid box on site.
Okay.
So they do have something like that, but break times, I'm not sure about break times. It's not very long,
Mm-hmm.
depending on your working hours. So my working hours in England are 12.5 hour night shifts.
Mm-hmm.
And in that time, you get an hour's break if you're lucky.
Okay.
So if you work in A&E, in emergency,
Mm-hmm.
or in a medical assessment unit, which is a very big emergency unit as well,
Pardon
you
me, please.
get
Pardon me, please.
medical assessment unit.
Pardon me, please. There is a one word like something like short word you have used here for like emergency. So what is that? Would you like to tell me, please?
Sorry, again?
Like I am asking you, like have you used any like short word for emergency, like short for?
Short from emergency, we say A&E.
May you please write it down?
Yes, I can find the app. Have this. I have this. It's confused me now.
Mm-hmm.
I have this protective cover for my keyboard, but the digits and the signs, the symbols, they don't match the keyboard,
Okay.
of course.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh, that's a really like a different type of thing. Would you like to show
so
me again?
A&E is accident and emergency.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's cool.
It's just to protect the keyboard. So A&E is a abbreviation of accident and emergency.
Pardon me, please. It is a
Oh,
abbreviation of.
accident and emergency. I
Okay,
will write it for you.
gotcha, gotcha.
So if you work in this kind of area where it's very busy, you get an extra break. You get 15 minutes in the beginning of your shift. After a few hours, then you get 45 minutes, then 15 minutes later. You don't always take that break. But then also working on the wards can even be busier than working in A&E. So it varies, but definitely longer break would be better
But
for a
in
lot of people
India,
in different
but in
jobs.
India, the thing is different. There are only some certain companies which provide these type of facilities. Like most of our like companies, they don't give this type of facilities about you can say like taking rest or as first aid these type of thing. There I have seen some I have visited some company, and even my friend also told me about like there is a like no all type of ambulance or like first aid, so they didn't join the job.
Really?
Exactly.
Gosh.
Like they
Well,
denied. Like they denied.
that's wrong. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
there should be in most workplaces, especially when you're working in a job such as you're a welder, where your risk is higher of accident.
Mm-hmm.
There should be in place like a first aid and a first aid point.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
You have a first aid point that.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh. So you can go and get the first aid kit. If there's a problem, you know exactly where the first point of call is. But if you don't have that, no, it's not a very good place to work if they're not taking care of their staff. But yeah, the world is. Things do not always go as they should. Things are not always in place that should be.
Exactly.
So you're planning to go to England and change the labour laws. That's great.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
Please give nurses longer breaks and a higher pay rise.
Of course, you're such a happy camper. You're such a jolly person.
We're going to run out of time. It's very nice to meet you, Ravan.
Awesome conversation.
Take
Awesome.
care. Have a nice day.
Of course, thanks a
Take
lot.
care.